Cynthia here from NB Pretty Papers, up as a guest designer for the Kitaholic Kits today. Going through the papers that I have left out of the January kit, and I knew that I wanted to use that specialty paper. It's from Kaiser Craft Lilac Whispers collection. Absolutely gorgeous. It has I'm not really sure what type of pattern you would call that in the background. It's a silver foiled pattern, I guess you would call it. That was the only thing that I knew I wanted to use on this page. So I pulled that out, grabbed my photo, and I went from there. So I went through the ephemera pieces that came with the kit and pulled out anything that had that mint green and black tones to it, and have set them in a couple of piles there. And once I get to the stage of adding some ephemera, I shall go through those pieces and see what I can use. Also thought I would try to use a couple of these wood veneer numbers that are in the pack. Not too sure at this stage exactly what I intend on doing, but I know I want to put some on the page one way or another. Also want to use a little bit more of this butterfly acetate paper, or acetate sheet, I guess is the word you would use. Absolutely gorgeous. Another paper or specialty paper, I'll call it, even though it's not paper, from Kaiser Craft. Using this gorgeous black and white tape to adhere the acetate to the page. So I think the tape is designed to be coloured in, but I decided that I would just use it in its natural state and not to colour it in. Now going through the papers, and I've decided that I want to mat the whole photo with this black and white polka dot. So doing a little bit of paper piecing here to make it all fit. In the end, you don't really notice that there's a couple of extra strips there unless you're absolutely studying the page really hard, you might say it. And if someone is studying the page that well to see it, well, I'll be quite happy. It means they're actually paying attention to what's on the page. Pulled out these acrylic pieces from Corbett Creations and realised that I have this gorgeous little bag now, which I will use as a shaker pocket, just deciding where I could use it. And I think I like the idea of putting it up the top there. So go through the sequence and tip in some black and silver sequences just to go with the page, and the black and white that I've been using. Sometimes the words do fail me. Anyway, it's a bit hard to see up there. The light does shine on the plastic of that shaker pocket and also on the acetate piece, so it's a bit hard to see, but do stay tuned to the end where you will see some close-up photos as well. So I decided I'm going to use 2018 as the wood veneer pieces that I'm going to use. It's going to be my title. Just seeing how I can colour them. Generally I like to leave them plain, but decided with this lot I would colour it. Put a couple of coats of Mr. Huey's on and then wiped it off, but it didn't go dark enough. So I decided to see what would happen if I leave a nice thick coat on there and dry it, and it come up a lot darker, which is good. But I wasn't too sure whether I wanted the wood veneer to be dark like that, or the bottom one I've used a silver pen to colour the silver in. Got the opinion of my son, who told me to alternate the pieces, one silver, one black. Just decided that probably wasn't going to work for me, and went with the Mr. Huey's black. So I put a coat on and dried it, and then put a second coat on and dried it as well, and I really like the finished look. Just putting a couple of things that I have back on the page, seeing what I like. Not exactly sure where I'm going to put that perfectly amazing. I want to put it in the middle of the photo, sort of hide some of that clutter on the table, but that's generally not something I do, so I'm not too sure whether that's what I will do, or whether I'll try to put it up the bottom or down the top, where I'll put it. In the end, it does go exactly where it is now, and I really like it. This has to be one of my favourite layouts that I've done in a long time. Just love the finished product, the finished page. It's just so pretty. So, the colours, just the mint and the black just go so well together. Pulled this tissue paper from my stash, and I'm going to put 3 layers behind the photo, so it takes me a little while to cut it down to the exact size that I want. I don't want too much showing, and what I do want showing, I don't want everything to have the same straight edge, so I tear some edges, layer them up, cut some edges, tear some edges, and after a while I finally get there. I don't make you watch the whole lot. I do cut away in a minute and come back and looking just perfect. There we go. I like the sides, but the top and bottom's a bit big. So all done, all trimmed and stuck down the way I like it. Gone through the sticker sheet book and decided to pull out this washi tape, grey and white polka dot washi, and we'll use it as a bit of a shelf to put my 2018 on, and really like the way that's looking. Going to put some tape on this shaker pocket to glue it shut, and then another piece over the back which will hold it in place. I'm going to pull out another strip of that same washi as I put the 2008, and just put a little bit under the shaker pocket up the top, just to carry that same element and design through the page. And I really like the way that looks up there. Just a little touch. Popping up the photo on some fun foam. Always nice to have a little bit of height and dimensions to the page. Well, it is for me. I like different textures and dimensions on my page. So, I've got the acetate, and I've got some wood veneer, and I've got acrylics and the sequence. So it's lots of, and the tissues, and lots of different textures. As I said, there's all different heights. I've got some just stickers that are sticking flat on the background, a little bit of different height with the wood veneer, pop the photo up. So there's all different layers and textures, and that is pretty much how I like my pages to be. What am I doing now? Yes, I've obviously warmed the hot glue gun up, and I'm going to stick down the wood veneer to the page now, using my trusty hot glue gun. Just wanted to make sure that when I put them down, just the smidgenest of overlap between the wood veneer and the photos, just to help the flow together and belong together. So the little tag that I put up the top says the story, and then I happened to glance over and see a little word that says greatest, and it made me think the greatest love story. So I hunted around to see whether I had the word love, and I didn't. I only had loved, so I just decided to trim off the D and put the greatest love story. Ooh, how sweet. Mushy mushy. So this is obviously a page about my husband and I, so I print out my journaling in a moment using a Brother P Touch label printer. There we go, there it is. And I stick that down, and the journaling says, "For 21 years you have been my rock. I love you just as much today as I did 21 years ago. May the candle burn for another 21. And he and I know what that last sentence means. So obviously in 2018 we'll be together for 21 years. And I thought that really worked well. I love the way this looks. So I printed, as I said, I printed the journaling out with the label maker, and I've just used clear labels so you can actually see through and still see the background paper. Just a nice touch. I like the way that looks. And then I've nearly finished. After that, I go back in and add a few more little embellishment pieces, not too much. Keep it quite simple, quite clean. A couple of little hearts here and there, and a couple of little stickers from the sticker book, and that is really it. What you don't see me do is, after I turned the camera off, I decided that I'd cut out one of the butterflies from the acetate paper that I had left over and add it to the cluster there right beside the 8. And I really like the way that brings that element across to that side of the page as well. So it really ties the page together. So make sure you check out the photos at the end for that. So thank you very much for sticking with me and watching this far. If you like the process, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. I'll make sure I answer where I can, and make sure you jump on and check out the Kitaholic Kits. I'm sure all the links will be in the description box below. Make sure you subscribe to their YouTube channel and to my YouTube channel. And once again, thank you very much. Everyone have an awesome day, an awesome week, or an awesome month, and I will talk to you on the next video. Catch you then. Bye.